Hi
Pre-show,
everyone.
pre-show. Hello. Let's share it to everyone we know.
Yep,
And,
yep.
huh? Where the hell is it? Anyway,
Live on Twitch. I see it.
we're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. I guess I can't see the
YouTube.
face. Yeah, we're live on Facebook. I can see,
Nice, nice.
and just
We nice. Live on Twitch, live on FB, live on YouTube. That's great.
Shang-Chi.
WWE. Oh wait, Shang-Chi, Mortal Kombat, WWE, and
Yeah, I
Super
adjusted it
League.
a bit
That's
kasi
the lineup. Yeah.
the of course Mortal Kombat is our so-called main event.
Medyo.
Super League.
The Super
Let's
League can be
go.
last since you're gonna be ranting about it.
No,
I'm
no,
sure
no.
you're gonna have a lot of
We're gonna
thoughts.
no, no, no. We're gonna put that early because it's not. It's before
Ah,
Mortal
okay.
Kombat. It's
Okay.
it's not. It's not worth putting it ahead of anything else. Hey, it's
You
not worth
football
putting it ahead of the
football
other.
hooligans and your football.
But yeah, it's a fun one. So weird.
Hmm.
Okay, sharing it to everyone. So hi guys, 5 viewers. Thank you for watching.
Yay! Thank you so much
So
for
yeah,
tuning in. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. There's no like, well, I think Mortal Kombat's like the big up. Sorry, it's some
yeah,
private stuff.
Mortal Kombat is a
But
good
the big,
bulk of our episode,
yep.
and apart from
That'll
that,
be
we have
9 down.
we have Shang-Chi and WWE trash bags, so to speak.
Yes.
It's trash bags.
Crazy stuff that happened in WWE recently.
Yeah, I find it so weird that it's a tradition, somewhat. Anyway,
Oh
wait.
wait, there you are. There, I see it. I see you guys. Ayun pala, kaya pala. I'm on mobile kasi. So right now, I'm lying on my couch. And I can only see the screen after I scroll up. I was wondering where I was. And I guess I'm here. All right.
Okay.
Nice.
In a while, let me get this link
Mm-hmm.
and share the Twitch on our friends of friends.
Discord, Wrestle Friends, or Discord.
Have
Man,
my
how was your week, man? How was
wait
your
up.
week?
What the hell?
What happened?
No, no, no. Instead of the hell copies link text. So please tell me who does.
Tottenham.
I'm just gonna fix this up and then we'll start in a moment.
Okay, cool. Feel like you've got the flow naman of the show. You've got
Yeah.
this.
Well, let's go. What? Okay, this is bad. Why can't
Why?
I
What's
just you know what? No, no, screw this. Hate typing URLs manually.
typing what?
URLs or webs,
Yeah.
and I don't have a template on my phone. Like, no, why? Why doesn't it work? You know what? Screw this. I'm using my laptop.
What are you doing?
Just promoting our episode, and I can't get the link to work.
Oh man, that sucks. What were you using, by the way? Mobile?
Yeah, I just wanted to copy the link.
Ayaw mag-copy
It
na
won't
maayos.
work. It's stupid. I don't know
Hmm.
why.
It's
Can't I
okay.
just
It's fine.
I need a I need a template on this one next time.
Okay. We'll make a template after. Or like,
Why
for next
can't
week.
now? Why isn't it working though?
What isn't?
Oh, the link doesn't work at all.
Oh,
Ah, here,
damn.
here. Here we go.
Saying
Okay,
hi
we
to
can
the four
start.
people who are watching us right now. Thank you so much for staying, even though we've had a bunch of technical difficulties at the moment. I had bad internet last week, and now my laptop is stuck in update mode for the last 3 hours now. I think it's been 3 hours, and
Hates
I'm
you
still
tor
on update mode.
it hates you torrenting it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
So
shh,
ah.
shh.
Anyway, let's go. Okay, guys, let's start. Woo. Okay, welcome to episode 72 of the Geeky Ones, and I'm Jude. Next to me is Steven via
Yo,
iPad. So, yeah.
phone na nga
And
eh.
episode 72 is all about our thoughts on the Shang-Chi trailer, a review, a spoiler-free review of Mortal Kombat, the
Mm-hmm.
recently released Mortal Kombat. Trash bags in the WWE. We'll elaborate on that later, and the formation and eventual dissolution of the European Super League.
Mm.
So yeah, there's a lot to unpack, and we decided that since there's like big geeky news involved for the week, we just thought that hey, let's just bunch it up all in one episode like we usually do before and
Yep.
run with it. So I guess we can get started with the very very first topic on hand, and it's Shang-Chi. Now like I think I was really surprised when they showed Shang-Chi. Hey guys, we're showing a new trailer for a Marvel movie. Like what?
It's been a while,
I'm not
no?
ready. I'm not even ready. I don't even you guys were making WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier on the side
Yeah.
and we were enjoying it. But
Mm.
all of a sudden they throw us a curveball of showing Shang-Chi out of nowhere, and it was really interesting. Because we haven't heard too much from it. Like I was thinking that it was still very early in its
Yeah,
development
kami nga
cycle,
eh.
so to speak. It's like
Yeah.
it was supposed to be like a few more years back, maybe a year or two, a year more. But eventually, they gave us a fresh new trailer, and it was really good. And
Mm.
yeah, as our team of the two movies we'll talk about, it's a nice win for Asians and Asian Americans in Hollywood
Yep.
because it's the first it's the MCU's first Asian superhero, and that's
Besides
really
Wong.
yeah. Besides Wong, of course.
Kawawa ni Wong.
Well, first Asian superhero to have a lead role in an MCU film, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really interesting. And we're so eagerly waiting for the next phase of MCU, and Black Widow is like
Hey, she's
a while away
Asian.
as well. It's there. It's like Shang-Chi and Black Widow are gonna be released real soon, and yeah, I
Yeah.
like the trailer. And although I'm not familiar with the story of Shang-Chi. I just like how they stuck to Asian roots in that show and just made sure that, it's as depicted as it was in the comics. And along with that, I think they had the Mandarin. That was awesome.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna do some like quick explainer on this.
Go.
Um,
Your
Shang-Chi is actually a stereotypical kung fu stereotype, a stereotypical kung fu master in the 60s. That was the original character. However, Marvel realized they can't do that because it's racist. Um, what they decided to do was take another villain from a different property, in this case, Iron Man. The Mandarin was actually a villain from Iron Man. So if you're familiar with, you remember Iron Man 3, where they had this guy named Trevor Slattery, played by Ben Kingsley, who pretended to be the Mandarin, but it turns out he wasn't the real Mandarin.
He
And the only
pretended
hint
to
they
be,
ever gave was the tattoo.
yeah.
Yeah, it was an Indian guy pretending to be a Chinese guy. It's weird. Tapos ngayon, the Mandarin is now going to be, the villain of this movie. He's gonna be Shang-Chi's dad. So it was given in the plot. I don't know if it's gonna be a Darth Vader situation, but I think it's a given naman sa trailer na uh, the Mandarin is Shang-Chi's dad. And I'm guessing, Shang-Chi will have to decide if he's gonna fight for good or become the next Mandarin. I find it ironic because Tony Leung, the actor of the Mandarin, is Cantonese,
Yeah.
and that's the weirdest part for me. But I'm kind of excited. Like I showed the trailer to my dad earlier in the week, and he said he's more excited. He's more interested in Shang-Chi than the Mortal Kombat trailer. But that's another issue. I think it's more of a generational thing because his generation's not the type of like generation to like gory, super gory like animation stuff and like video games. Like video games pa
Yeah.
lang, it's so hard to convince him. That's something else.
Okay.
Anyway, end of rant. Shang-Chi is the Mandarin's son, and now this trailer is gonna show now will he decide to stay as the next Mandarin or will he become his own superhero in the MCU? That's pretty much it.
So yeah. Well, yeah, I just really hope that it's a very martial arts centered MCU film too. Like
Yep,
lots of fight scenes. I mean, it's Shang-Chi.
has to
It's
be.
it's gonna be Chinese martial arts, East Asian martial arts all over. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah, definitely.
and yeah, from our comments, yeah, Tim Montago said Shang-Chi will not be possible without the inspiration of Bruce Lee. One Bruce Lee,
Very
yeah.
true. Very
Well,
true. I mean,
Bruce
come on.
Lee,
Even
you
looks
know,
like him in the
I
comics.
remember the time when when Bruce Lee passed away. A lot
Yeah.
of movies like tried to emulate the Bruce Lee formula, and like they had
Yes.
these fake Bruce Lee or knockoff Bruce Lee actors like Bruce Lau, Bruce Lee, Bruce Long, like was there.
Yeah. So weird.
Oh, Martin said, will he be the Mandarin or the Tangerine?
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Do you think? Oh, no. I bet he's gonna be the tangerine. Bet ko. He's
yeah.
gonna be the
Well,
tangerine.
okay. What I want to see with Tony Leung's character
Yeah.
is I want to see that I want to see the Mandarin as being, being as cunning or being as intimidating as he is, as what the
Yeah.
Mandarin is. Be an actual MCU villain that we like.
Yeah. Not the
And
Ben Kingsley version.
I hope he doesn't die. MCU villains have a tendency to just die. So I want to see I want to see the Mandarin, still screw up the MCU for the next phase.
Agreed. Agreed.
If the Mandarin's gonna try and be the legit Mandarin's gonna try and screw up Stark Industries, please do so because that's
It's the
an old
perfect match, diba?
it's an old rehashed rivalry that we need to see. I wish we could see at could just see in
One
MCU
day.
form in
Yeah.
its full glory. That dealer in prison will be good, and yeah. Oh yeah, they did not release who is playing Death Dealer in
Hmm.
Shang-Chi.
Hmm. We'll see. I think we're gonna have to wait. Maybe it's a surprise. Who knows? Unless the casting was already announced and we haven't checked, because I'll be honest, I haven't checked much with regards to exactly what's going on with Shang-Chi because I don't know, but it's just there for me. Like it's
Yeah.
cool, but like I'm
Oh,
kind of more excited for Mortal Kombat,
yeah.
even
I'm
though I'm
really just
Chinese
curious
myself.
about the mythos of Shang-Chi, the story, because I
Yeah,
haven't really followed this, and I think it's a very, very like even for mainstream MCU
It's like
Marvel
super deep
comics
dive.
fans, it's a deep dive. It's you could say underrated. You can say yeah, very. It's Shang-Chi is not as mentioned as much, especially
Yeah.
in even some major Marvel story arcs. That's why having this movie is important for representing that side.
And also
And
using
yeah,
more comics that they haven't used in a while. That's all I can
yeah,
say.
because
They're gonna do that.
um
They're gonna do that.
yeah, because if they're you're gonna run dry if you keep on using mainstream Marvel
Yep.
characters, mainstream
Yep.
comic characters in that sense. So I think giving more screen time to the smaller ones, I don't know, West Coast Avengers, the crappy, those weird
Yes,
Avengers
please.
offshoots. I don't
With
care
Jeremy
how
Renner.
bad some of them are, or
Yeah.
make an actual defenders, like the defenders
Yes,
that are a
please.
mess instead of the Marvel Knights version, the ones that were there's a defender for a day.
Mm.
But yeah, this is a nice step for I like this step for the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Shang-Chi is a very different property from
True.
everything else. And yeah, nice start for
That's nice.
for the next phase, and I'm really excited for it.
Let's go. Mortal
Next
Kombat
one.
time.
No, no, not yet.
Not yet?
We're gonna save
Okay.
that for our main event. That's our main
All
event.
right. All right.
I don't want. We're gonna enjoy that one a lot
All
because
right. Let's
we just
savor the
watched
moment
it.
from
So
Mortal Kombat.
okay, now let's go. Let's go with this one. The WWE
Oh
trash bag
man.
issues. Okay, now a few days ago, I think last week our episode was Releasemania, and we talked
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
10 wrestlers who have been released from the WWE at that time. And,
Yep.
apart from being released, the usual things you have when you get released is first you have like usually you have a 90-day no compete clause.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, there's usual employee benefits like severance pay, I guess, and some various terms arranged.
I
I'm
hope
not sure
so,
if
because they're
WWE has
individual
that.
contractors.
I wonder how WWE contracts work, but the usual contract release process should have been
Yeah.
smooth.
Yep.
Last year they released so many wrestlers. If you remember,
Yeah.
Steven, it's almost like
Yes, I
20
do.
they released last
I
year.
remember Black Wednesday.
Black Wednesday was
Especially.
crazy. But yeah, okay. After that, but being released from a company, you're usually gonna end in, if you're ending in good terms, it's nothing should happen, nothing bad should happen. But
Yeah.
for this case, something bad really happened, and it involved a woman who who would probably be in the next few years be in the WWE Hall of Fame,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
that is Mickey James. Mickey
Yep.
James was one of the recently released wrestlers, and you know, hats off to her WWE career because whether or not she's in the company, she's gonna be a Hall of Famer for them, and
Definitely.
she's one of the most talented and decorated women in wrestling, and really awesome. But apparently WWE didn't treat her that way. Instead, you know, her items, her personal items in that were left in WWE were given to her via a trash bag
Yep.
with her first name on a post-it on that same
Yeah.
trash bag. And that was like
Great.
that's basically what we call a dick move, I guess. It was a really big douchebag move because um it's not only that you're treating talent this way, it's all you're treating one of the most decorated wrestlers of your company this way as well.
Mm.
It's an injustice. And after that, other women wrestlers
Exactly.
tweeted. Gail Kim tweeted that when she was released, her items were in trash bags. Jillian Hall, her items were in trash bags too. And Gail Kim is a Hall of Famer, Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer,
Exactly. Probably
and
one of the best women's wrestlers
yeah,
in
one of the
the
best
mid two
women's
thousands,
wrestler.
man. One of the best.
Yeah, and it doesn't
Maria.
matter. It also doesn't matter who would be involved in this. You don't deserve to have your items thrown in trash bags
Exactly.
after
Exactly.
being released, especially if you're you're ending in good terms, because I think a
Yeah.
lot of these wrestlers are released on good terms. I mean, they might be disappointed with how their career panned out in the WWE, but at least there's no controversy involved, as far as I know, for all the 10
I
released.
hope so. I hope
I
not. I
hope
hope
so.
there's
But
no
yeah,
controversy either.
but still, after this issue, what happened is, the WWE responded. Triple H, Stephanie tweeted. I think even John Laurinaitis tweeted about this,
Really?
and yeah, and that they responded to this action by firing the guy involved, which was
Hmm.
apparently Mark Corano, which was head of talent relations. And for
Damn,
me,
dude.
that's
Johnny ace his job.
problematic, because if you're a guy who handles WWE talent coming in or in the company or going out of the company, you're not supposed to treat your talent like that. You're
Hmm.
That's basically being a complete douchebag, or yeah, a
Exactly.
big asshole if you treat your talent that way, because your talent relations, you're supposed to manage. You're supposed to manage the wrestlers. They should be. You're the one who's supposed to be treating them right in the first place. But if they're
Exactly.
not, that's really a bad environment to be in. And I
Hmm.
would understand why a lot of people want to leave.
But I
That I
mean,
would
it's just, it's
understand.
just, it's just crazy, you know. Parang, how did like Maria Canellis,
Oh
Mickey
yeah,
James?
Maria
Is it
is
weird
part
that
of.
it was only the women who were speaking up? I'm not sure if any guy wrestlers ever
Yeah,
spoke
it
up.
would be okay. It's troubling to see the trash bag issue in of itself, but if it's targeted to the women's division,
Yeah, parang sila
that's
lang, di ba?
that's really that's really that's really low. That's really bad,
Hmm.
because there's someone out there who's just being misogynistic to the roster, and that's really bad
Hmm.
for the culture inside the WWE locker room in general.
Exactly.
That's bad, even for the employees in WWE itself. Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, there's also the case of Darren Young being harassed by Mark Corano after being released. Thank you,
What?
Martin, for that one. I saw that comment too. I saw
Seryoso?
his tweet about it. Like Mark Carano was like bugging him after he was released from the WWE. So
For
like
what? Just because he? For what?
I think it was because he lost his job in the WWE. I don't know. I think it was
So weird. It's so weird.
but in
I mean,
general,
he's in New
well,
Japan, no?
he's out. But anyway, Mark Carano is out of the company. But it makes me think that I think this is not just one guy doing it. I think
Yeah.
it has to be a shakeup of their employee structure. I guess they need
Yeah.
to. I think they could use younger, fresher staff. Maybe not
Hopefully.
younger. Maybe someone from a different industry. I don't know. They can get anyone from any sport, any North American sport
I
that
mean, they
has
just
great talent.
hired like, didn't they just hire like another round of people from the NFL?
Yeah, well,
Eh,
NFL is in that weird state, and they pretty much force their hand in having huge attendances like the MLB. So yeah, that's crazy shit.
that's true.
But yeah, if there have talent relations is something very complicated, and they need to manage this well. And this trash bag issue, if we hear this again, this is gonna be very
Hmm.
troubling, because they have
It's
not
not just
changed.
Marcarano.
That would mean they should just uh they should just change up everything after if
Hmm.
it happens again. So yeah, that's my thought on it. And Steven, do you have anything to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, we both agree that this isn't just on Mark Carano. There probably is more people inside
Yeah, there's
that's involved
probably
in this, right?
I think the WWE needs a good amount of spring cleaning. I don't know,
Yep.
maybe not just spring, maybe autumn and winter cleaning, just a lot of cleaning for that matter.
General
Because
cleaning. General cleaning like the New Japan ring.
yeah, and I understand, and I really want to see the people they've signed succeed. Like
Yeah.
I genuinely want that, and I really hope they brush up everything for down to their like creative and their from talent relations, because if your talent isn't being treated well already, then that's gonna be a bad environment for wrestlers to be in.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. it can hurt your growth as a performer in the ring, and
Maybe even as a
it's not
person.
gonna end well. So
Yep.
I really hope they do something about it, something bigger soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, now let's go
All
back.
right.
Let's go to another topic, which is another topic of anger,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the European Soccer League. Now, let's go for the very short description of the European Soccer League. So, the Soccer League, wow, that's American as hell. Okay, the European Super League is a league that was formed by 12 founding members. And of the 12, 6 are from the Premier League, 3 are from La Liga, and 3 are from the Serie A
Hmm.
in Italy. So, let's see. Those six Premier League teams are what you see on the background of my on my camera right now. But for the audio listeners, it's Manchester United, it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, and
Man
Manchester
City.
City.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then for La Liga, it's the El Clasico duo of Barcelona and Real Madrid plus
Yep.
Atletico Madrid, which kind of
Ooh.
surprised me. I hated that one. Um, and for Serie A, it's Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus, which are their three most decorated clubs. I think if you combine all these clubs together, they have at least 100 trophies. They have more
Gosh.
than 2 dozen European trophies. These 12 teams are the most accomplished in Europe, save for Bayern Munich who didn't sign, or save
Hmm.
for Ajax who didn't sign on to this league.
Okay.
And yeah, this was bad. Like the backlash to this was instant. People hated this idea. It was basically a product. It looked like a product of greed. It still looks like a product of sheer greed from the owners of the club,
Owners of the Red Sox.
yeah, owners of the club. Because remember, these clubs were formed by the everyman, by workers, by the citizens. Like they
Cities.
were
The
made.
cities. Yeah.
Yeah, they were made by the everyman. And the fact that these their owners pretty much don't care about this and just care about making billions out of
Hmm.
their team is just plain wrong. It's just greedy. It's just really awful. I think my favorite reaction from that was from former Manchester United player Gary Neville, who's an
Hmm.
analyst. He was just so mad.
Livid.
Like he was livid because yeah, it was a product of greed. It was greedy as hell because you're not only depriving the leagues, the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A of the best competition. You're not only
Money.
depriving European football of the best competition, rin, of the best teams.
Yeah.
I mean, Tottenham is there, but Tottenham is probably the weakest out of this 12. Like they haven't won a trophy in like 13 years now. So like
Damn.
I don't know why they joined. Just because I think it's just because they're profitable as heck. But yeah, it still doesn't matter because it's really greedy and it feels like they only cared about money. And the most vocal about the European Super League was Fiorentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, who was just
Okay.
spouting numerous big statements that uh, people ages 16 to 24 are no longer interested in football, which is stupid. Like young guys are
Tell
not
that to
interested in football. Tro, no, no, don't give me that. Don't give me that crap because
tell that to Mbappe.
yeah,
Wait,
like
how
tell that
old
to
is Mbappe,
every.
by the way?
He's now like 21, 22. He still has so many
Damn, dude.
years. I think he's 21. Like he was like I think he's probably 22. Next year is 23. So he still has a lot. He still has a few more World Cups to enjoy.
Yep, yep.
And the guy still needs a Champions League. I mean, his career is
Yeah.
basically solved, but yeah. But anyway, also worth noting that Kylian Mbappe's team, also didn't sign, despite being a rich as hell club.
Like the Yankees of Paris, right? Essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
they're the Arab oil money club. They're the big Middle
Okay.
East money club from
Gets.
if Man City is the Middle East money club of the Premier League, it's PSG is the one for France, for
Okay.
Ligue 1. But yeah, this one is a really big issue because it's detrimental to football. And although they gain more money to build more facilities and create as they wish, create a more competitive environment, the fact that you're gatekeeping these teams with no relegation, no consequence, just profit, profit, profit. It's just too greedy. And eventually, like a few days later, in the week that it was announced, like 9 teams just ditched it. All six Premier League teams expressed their regret in joining. For Manchester
Mm-hmm.
United, their owner Joe Glazer left, and for Tottenham, Jose Mourinho left as their manager. And a lot of the players expressed their concerns. And I think all the six Premier League team captains who were involved in the league,
They
they
had a
were in a
meeting though,
meet.
diba?
Yeah, they had a meeting. So I don't think they'll divulge anything out of that meeting, but I think it's just a matter of like talking it out because they really need to do so.
Mm.
And for Serie A, AC Milan and Inter Milan also left. And then for La Liga, it was Atletico Madrid. So all that's left was Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus, which are like well, Real Madrid is kind of like the club that started this league in the first place. So they're the last ones that are gonna have a say. But yeah, it's a really weird scenario, and I'm just happy. I'm also happy that Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund didn't join this. Like,
Mm.
no, we're saying no to this. We're a rich club. We're one of the biggest clubs in two of the biggest clubs in Europe as well. But we're not
Mm.
joining this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
All right.
Steven,
Now,
any thoughts on
yeah.
that?
Not really, but um, not really. I mean, it's kind of like European football trying to apply an NBA, NFL type system where you're like combining leagues. Well, kind of like MLB where they combine the American League and the National League. But don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Speaking of saving on money, we do have our friends at Mr. Speedy to thank for this
Yeah.
podcast. We have how many days left? 6 days left. If you're watching us live, we do have a special code. Get 50 pesos off your first Mr. Speedy delivery using the code GEEKYMRSPEEDY. You can see it on your screen. You will find it on the description here on the podcast. Don't forget, this code does expire on April 30. So download the Mr. Speedy app on iOS, Android, Huawei Mobile App Gallery, if anyone uses that. Um, yeah, please don't forget to use our code if you haven't done any Mr. Speedy deliveries yet.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So thank you to our friends at Mr. Speedy. Don't forget this code expires on April 30 on payday. So take
Yeah. Oh
advantage
wow, it's on
of any
payday.
deliveries on payday with your first Mr. Speedy delivery. Get 50 pesos off. All
Yeah,
right.
better catch up on those. Okay,
Yep.
one last thing about the European Super League. After the teams left, uh,
Yep. What
the
happened?
Champions League introduced a new format that would add like
Ooh.
more games, basically like 100 more games in total for all teams
Okay.
involved. And now the Champions League is now have experiencing backlash as well.
What? I thought the point of the Super League was that it was going to be something that would counter the Champions League, diba?
Yeah, but the thing is, the Champions League is asking teams to play more, which is kind of physically
Ooh.
demanding for the players.
I mean, you already have,
And
kasi diba, the schedule of a football like thing is like you have your Premier League season, you have your Champions League season, and stuff like that. Tama ba?
yeah, okay, it's like yeah, weekends are for the league football.
Yeah.
So that's usually Friday to Sunday on the
Mm-hmm.
regular. Although there are some weekday matchups every now and then for
Yeah.
scheduling purposes. But midweek is usually like Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday. Wednesday, Thursday are reserved for the European competitions or cup competitions.
Hmm.
So yeah, but with this new Champions League format where there are 36 from 32 teams, they expanded to 4 and there's now 100 more games. So it's going to be difficult because you're going to spread even the biggest clubs are going to spread their rosters thin on this one.
Yeah.
Like no matter how many like I know a lot of the best teams in Europe are very deep. Like a lot of them have very strong loan and they have the purchasing power to buy a lot of guys. But yeah, this is gonna be difficult, and now the backlash is on UEFA, who
Yep.
actually when the European Super League was announced, they said that whoever's gonna join the Super League will have its players banned from playing in
Yeah,
Europe
I read
and
that.
World
I
Cup,
read
which
that.
was for me like the best counter statement they could do just to shut this league down, just to stop this league. But now, yeah, the European football is in a weird crossroads because they're, I don't know. It's just in this weird state that it's really difficult. Now, with that
Let's move
done,
on. Let's move
let's
on to
move
like
on
our
to.
last two
I think this is our very last one.
yeah, let's
Let's
just do
go to.
like two more codes. Sorry. We have two
Yeah.
more codes to talk about. We have our code at Podmetrics. Find out more about your podcast statistics with our code Geeky Juans. That's all caps. Geeky Juans all caps.
No
And
space.
you could help us get a little bit of a commission from each registration. So use our code GeekyOnes to find out more accurate podcast statistics.
Yeah.
Finally, Shopee's 5/5 sale is happening very soon. Maybe if you have some cash lying around, after payday, you could use it on Shopee's 5/5 sale because I heard there's a big surprise coming. Anyway, use our link tinyurl.com/ShopeeTGJ and get vouchers, cashback, discount, and whatnot. Anyway, that's about it for our friends at Podmetrics and Shopee. So let's move on to the main event, a
Okay, let's
movie that
do
just
this.
came out yesterday, but we will not tell you how we acquired it.
Well, it was there on HBO Max, released on
Yes,
HBO
HBO
Max. So
Max.
Mortal Kombat is a 2021 reboot of the 90s Mortal Kombat films.
Mhm.
Those films were kind of meh, the original ones, but there are people
Hey,
who love them. There are people who
okay.
really love them.
Can I
Like
can I
they're
just share something? Can I just share
what?
something? The first movie was good because it was so campy. There was like an Adam West like camp to it. Two was shit because Johnny Cage died and like you replaced the actor of Sonya mid movie. It's like what the fuck. Anyway, um, end of rant.
Okay, so now, but eventually, despite that, Mortal Kombat 2021 is an attempt to just refresh this entire film franchise. And remember, we're talking about a video game movie, a movie about a video game. So
Yes,
we always had our thoughts, we always have reservations because most of the time movies are really bad. Movies based on video games are bad. Look at the Resident Evil movies, look at the recent Monster Hunter movie.
that
Let's
already
see.
came out.
Yeah, it did.
Ah, never
I
mind.
think it did. Yeah, people
Okay,
just forgot about it. So
okay.
what else? But yeah, but there are also great cases like remember Detective Pikachu and Sonic
Yes, I
were
love those
released a
movies,
year apart
man.
from each other, and they were like the shining examples of how to do a good movie based on a video game.
Yep.
And now with this spoiler-free review, does Mortal Kombat live up to is Mortal Kombat a good movie based on a video game, or is it part of the bad ones? Now, I think I'll start with
Okay.
by saying that it's one of the good ones actually.
Yep.
It's one of the good ones, and I'll delve into it a bit deeper in a few, but I'll just say that it's an enjoyable movie. I really like there are some parts it felt really faithful to the source material by being violent and bloody,
Yes, very violent. Do not
which
let
is
your
like,
kids watch this version of the movie.
yeah, this is
Let
a
them watch
pretty
the first
extreme
ones.
one.
Yeah.
It's pretty much whatever you saw in like the past two Mortal Kombat games,
Don't
they
don't
were
don't show
able to
this.
do
Don't show this to
so.
your kids.
And yeah, that's all I can say for now. But Steven, your first thoughts, initial thoughts on this one.
Do not let your kids watch this movie because it's so violent but so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Um, I'm not the biggest fan of Mortal Kombat. I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not the most aware person of the lore. But when they cast Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion slash Hanzo Hasashi, all I can say is you have to watch this movie just because of what happens at the end. So on in the trailer, you do see some hints of,
No, I don't think we. Yeah, but
yeah, of
I
those
don't think you
two
should.
characters.
I don't think
Two
you should
very
go to the
iconic
ending
characters
already.
that are at the center of the entire Mortal Kombat story.
Yeah, but remember,
Without
spoiler free,
those two guys.
Steven.
Okay,
No
okay.
spoilers on that.
Because without those two characters, because okay, sige, hint. In the first movie with Robin Shaw and um what's her name? Anyway, the actor of Sony Blade and all, and it's just these characters barely interacted with each other in the first live action Mortal Kombat movie that was kid friendly. Here in the R-rated, very violent, very brutal, very violent. I don't know how else to describe it. Movie. They have a whole final arc in the story. Please, please, if you can, watch Mortal Kombat. This movie deserves a sequel right now. I don't care what the critics say. If they'll say that the story is like, oh, it's all over the place, it's not, it's lacking character development and whatever. Give it time. It's setting up a good story. You don't need an MCU. You just need a Mortal Kombat story straight up. Maybe who knows? Who knows if you do if you really do an MCU? Maybe this is an MCU for people who desire the Mortal Kombat level of gore and violence. Um, okay, in the end, screw the critics. Enjoy the violence and the fun because we need blood once in a while. That's
But
it.
yeah,
That's
okay.
that's my stand. All right, Jude, go ahead.
But yeah, what I like about the whole movie is that it had a lot of references to the games, especially certain moves like Sub Zero is basically Sub Zero's moves are basically caught are straight out of the video game itself. He's probably the closest one. Liu Kang, when he did Liu Kang's
So
moves,
epic.
if you watch it, it's
So
like,
epic.
yeah, that's pretty much Mortal Kombat Liu Kang. I think everyone was well represented. Like every character there. Sonya Blade looked like Sonya Blade.
Yes.
Jax's actor is like
Oh
the casting
man.
of Mortal Kombat is really good. Jax looked like Jax. I mean,
Mhm.
Raiden and Kung Lao
What do the
also like
comments think?
it's just there. Wait,
Yeah.
let me refresh the
Do
comments. But
anyone in the
yeah,
comments think about the Mortal Kombat movie if they've seen it yet?
no comments yet. But hey,
Okay.
um, oh yeah, Derv said earlier. I think Ed Boon might have a say in the Mortal Kombat movies moving forward, since
The
Scorpion is.
MKU.
But yeah, it's a really great film. It's a really great it's a good video game movie because yeah,
So
it's
bad.
there. It's the reaction I'm seeing is mixed. A lot of people, it's either people really enjoy it, love it, or
Mhm.
people really don't like it. I think
Aw,
one criticism I have is some certain fight scenes early on are kind of weird, like not much oomph. The fights in the climax are way better. Basically, the Mortal
agreed.
Kombat fights are way
Agreed.
better, but
Agreed.
I think I find some scenes a bit too weird. Like there was this fight scene where it was a bit too dark and it felt
Are we talking
lackluster.
about like in the early on in the movie or
No, no,
like
no. Also, one
towards
of
the
the
end?
fights in the climax were a bit too dark. I mean, the lighting was just too dark and it felt too claustrophobic. Like you want like Mortal Kombat fights are supposed to be in like an open arena or in an arena in general.
Are we talking about the the shed?
Yeah, we're talking about
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah,
the
we're talking
shed.
about
All
that
right,
fight.
all right.
I found that fight. I found that fight a bit too just too
Yeah, medyo madilim
claustrophobic.
nga. Yeah. I think that
And
was the point to like scare the viewer.
yeah, but
Huh?
still, I don't think I'm scared of anyone there.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just talk about our favorite characters. Steven, who are
Okay.
your favorite characters on on the
Um,
movie?
without doing spoilers, so I'm not gonna explain anything. Sub Zero and Scorpion. That's it. Scorpion and Sub Zero. I mean, Sub Zero was like my first favorite character. Without realizing that Scorpion was actually the main character of the entire franchise. I did not know. I always thought it was Liu Kang, but I guess I was wrong. This movie made me realize, damn, dude, Scorpion is a badass, and I want to see more of him. Even though I know it's highly unlikely that it's going to be Hiroyuki Sanada again, because Hiroyuki Sanada, it turns out, I did not know, is already 60 years old, and he does not look a day over 40.
Yeah,
Um, that's all I can say without mentioning any spoilers. Yeah, Scorpion Sub Zero. I loved the character development of Jax because even if it was just a really short bit of struggle and all, I don't think you really had that in like the Mortal Kombat sequel, no? In like the original movies. Like Jax already
yeah,
had like the bionic arms by default. Like there was no struggle or whatever. Um Sonya. Oh, I'm glad that Sonya was no longer a damsel in distress. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but she's no longer the girl who was like chained up to a wall in the first original Mortal Kombat movie. That's it.
yeah.
Kano
Sonya
stood
Blade
out.
is basically like she fights.
She
She can
fights.
fight.
Like she fights, man. Kano, like everyone was just so good. Like I
Kano
can go
is
on and
probably
on.
a favorite of mine because of
You
how
fucking
annoying he
beauty.
really is. And of course, the famous Kano wins line, which was freaking. I wish
Kaya
they didn't put that.
wins. You
I wish
fucking
they didn't
beauty.
put that in the trailer. I really wish they didn't put
Oh,
that in the
yeah.
trailer
Kind of
because I
ruins the
would.
moment, though.
I still laughed like hey when he said Kano wins. It was so stupid. It was probably I can say a really dumb line, but it was so funny that it was so funny when he said it in his Australian accent. Like, wow, you're
Kaya
just
wins. You fucking beauty. Hey, I want egg rolls, by the way. Like that. This
yeah,
movie made me want egg rolls.
yeah, and also let's see, Raiden is I like Raiden's character. I
Hmm.
like his
Dude.
although I would like to see I hope we see more of Raiden in the next films. Maybe
Yes, dude. Oh, don't worry.
because Raiden is Raiden is someone you can use in a fight in a Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
tournament. And now one thing apart from certain missing characters, Mortal Kombat has so many people. This it's like they have an overloaded roster of
This
characters.
movie had more people than the first movie, like the original movie. Grabe.
Yeah, but remember, Mortal Kombat has like a few more dozen characters to to show up. Now, yeah, really great film. Well, okay, let's give it a nice little rating, Steven, out of 10. So, Steven, what's your rating out of 10?
10 out of 10. Hands down. Better than the original movies. That's it, 10 out of 10.
Okay, I'll give it an 8, 8 out of 10 because it's a really it's a movie that just really calls back to the franchise that it came from. It's really respectful of the source material. But there are certain scenes, and there are certain scenes that just needed a bit more power. Like there are scenes that make it feel like, oh man, this feels like the video game. But there are also scenes that feel like this is a bit generic, really normal stuff. I just found it that there, I wish they just went ham on it, like went really just weird, like because
Mm.
there's some scenes that are like generic American movie character building, which shouldn't. I
Okay.
wish it were. I wish they just go with the Mortal Kombat shtick and just went weird and ham.
Yeah. All right.
Although
So
one of my favorite climax scenes there was just really fun. We can't say it, but it's the
we'll
culmination.
talk about it next week.
Probably it's a well. It's
Yeah.
just, I just want to say that one of the climax fights is a culmination of a decade's worth of decades long rivalry, which is just yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing
I
that
know what you're talking about. Holy shit.
I'll enjoy
That
that.
was so badass.
Enjoy. And also Cole Young, despite being a very
Yeah.
just
Surprisingly.
despite being generic as hell,
Yeah. It's
somehow
like
somehow
like
is a nice
you add that little slice, of character about his history. Mm.
yeah,
You add a
little
little
history on
slice,
that.
and
And
you're gonna like,
also, okay, we're
yeah,
noting Nathan Jones is in this movie. Nathan
yes,
Jones.
the
He is
former
General Reiko, and Nathan
Mad
Jones
Max
is always a
veteran,
funny,
WWE
always a fun.
veteran.
Whenever you need a big guy in an action movie, he's pretty much there. Happy despite
Such a
not
happy
having a
Aussie.
wrestling career or any semblance of a wrestling career, but he's actually a really great, strong.
Hollywood
Always
guy,
somehow
dude.
finds a role as the big
Perfect.
guy. Every now and then he gets the. I really liked him in when he was Rictus Erectus in Mad Max Fury Road,
Mm,
and also his 5 minute appearance in Troy where he just got stabbed by Brad Pitt. But yeah,
okay.
uh, really great. I like
Mm,
this movie. It's one of the good video game movies.
mm,
If you're wondering, it's not in the realm of awful, thankfully.
yeah.
And it's produced by James Wan, which is
Woo!
Fast and the Furious guy. For Saw and
Aquaman.
Insidious. Yeah, for
Oh
Saw and
damn,
Insidious. Remember,
dude.
this guy knows his gore, and
Gore.
he also directed Aquaman and Furious 7. So this guy has chops, and
He's
this
got
guy
show.
knows
He's got
action.
variety. He's got variety.
Yeah, um this guy knows gore. This guy knows action, and really great effort. And can't wait to see more of the Mortal Kombat film universe
Oh
or
yeah,
in
man.
that sense, because we're gonna see a lot more characters, because there's so many Mortal Kombat characters, and they could just
Mm.
pick any one of them. you know
I
uh
mean, there is one very big
yeah,
missing
there's one more
character.
character we haven't seen even in the trailer, so that's gonna
Yeah.
be really interesting. Although in terms of other characters that we like to see, let's see. Who else? I like to see. I hope we get to see Noob Saibot soon, or something like that. But yeah, I hope we get to see more. There are also some characters mentioned as well by
Oh yeah, the Easter eggs,
also.
man.
There are like a few more characters there. There were some people shown in pictures. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Certain
so there's
story,
a
a certain book.
certain book, a certain research photo. There's so many great characters there, and
Yeah.
this is a great start to the film franchise. I hope it does well box office
Yes, please.
financial wise, because
Streams and box office, please. Come on, let's go. Let's keep
yeah,
watching.
I just hope more people just watch this one, because it's a really solid video game film. Okay,
Yep.
now we're pretty much done with our stuff. Okay,
Yeah. Nice, nice. Great job.
that's our episode, and now, so before we leave, First off, you can find the Geeky Ones on the geekyones.com, our main
Yes.
website, our little nice little happy WordPress site where we do reviews and listicles and various stuff.
Yep.
Anything beyond the usual geeky podcast discussion. And you can follow us on social media at the Geeky Ones on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on Twitch and YouTube. So
Yep.
that's pretty much the same handle across all their platforms. And if
That's right.
you're gonna listen to our audio version, we are on Anchor, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and
We're
there are other
everywhere.
podcast platforms we know and we might not know, but yeah,
I
we're
mean,
just
hey,
gonna
we,
claim
we
that those
hey, we
in
rated
the
number
end.
two in Argentina. So
Yeah,
weird.
we're doing well in South America, guys. For some
So
reason, we
weird,
should
man.
share.
But thank you to our listeners in Argentina.
We should share that to people. So
Yes.
because it's just so weird.
So random, man. So
Of
random.
all the places where we could be charting on, it's on some nice Spanish speaking South American places. It's
It's
nice.
Ginobili's home.
If there's anyone watching from that region, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Anyway,
much, guys.
so yeah, okay, you can find me on at Jude Thomas Cruz on social media, but it's okay. But you can check out my gaming stuff on Dude It's Jude.
Hmm.
I'm saving up for a nice little gaming PC, so the goal is to have streams on Facebook. So that one's well, but for now, I'm just posting various gaming content there
Hmm.
every now and then. And for you, Steven, where can we find you?
I am at Stevie Said Yup on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook and YouTube, as some people would say. On Facebook and YouTube, I post hockey videos, share my thoughts on the latest Anaheim Ducks season. It's not going well right now. I mean, we
well,
only have like 9 games left, and
Well, I can tell you, Steven, my Chicago Bulls are doing awful too.
yeah. And
So
then for my
anyway,
Mighty Ducks rants, you can find me on Twitter, and occasional geeky photos on Instagram. So that's about it for me.
yeah, okay. So well, and that's it for our episode. So thank you for
Thank you
those
so
who are
much.
watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And yeah, we hope to see you next week because I don't know. There's way more geeky news this coming weeks, I guess, and I'm itching to see a wrestling. I'm itching to do another wrestling episode because I'm just waiting for New Japan to finish their road shows. How about you, Steven? Anything you're looking forward to?
Well, okay, I'll be honest with Noah, it sucks because Japan has another state of emergency because their COVID numbers are rising. They had to suspend a lot of shows. TJPW will be holding shows without audiences. I have a feeling Noah will do the same. I have a feeling now. I don't know how the status of Wrestling Dontaku now because there's a
Yeah.
chance we might not have an audience. Who
Yeah, but
knows?
I think New Japan might follow suit in the no audience.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think in general their events have been safe. Although I think to be safer, they have to go with that.
Yes,
Before we
agreed.
leave, comments. Kano Heart Rip. Yeah, Kano Heart Rip. Yeah.
Oh man, that was the best. God,
I
so
hate
good.
that. I kind of hate that they spoiled it in the trailer though. At least Raiden's no longer Connor McLeod. Yeah. At least they got the right guy for Raiden. Flawless noobs. Oh yeah.
Oh, flawless, dude. Medyo spoiler yon, but flawless victory.
It's the
Oh
best it's the
man,
best feeling in Mortal
Mortal
Kombat of
Kombat.
all
It's like
time. But yeah,
flawless victory.
we're gonna see but yeah, in the end, we're gonna next week we're gonna have a lot more geeky stuff on the list.
Hmm.
And stay tuned for that. And once again, thank you so much for watching and bye bye.